Hello and welcome to Devil's Advocate. The Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh faces serious allegations of violating land reforms and intimidating the press. How does he defend himself? That's the key issue I should raise today in an exclusive interview with Dr. Y.S. Rajashekhar Reddy. Chief Minister, let's start with the 310 acres that your Idupallaya estate surrendered in December. It said that to begin with you had no business possessing that land, and secondly that you may have wrongly possessed it for perhaps as long as 30 years. In those circumstances, why shouldn't you be prosecuted?
First, let me make one clarification, Mr. Thapar. This 310 acres of land was not purchased by me. It was purchased by my father 30 years back. And in this 310 acres, only 2 acres of land was in my name.
But is the land assigned land? Because that's why you surrendered it. So why did you not surrender it earlier?
I'll tell you. As and when it was brought to my notice, that if this land is traced to 1905 Record of Rights book, register book, this can be traced as a government land. The moment this fact was brought to my notice, I had surrendered this.
You mean you were ignorant? You were ignorant of the facts?
You are absolutely right.
But tell me something. Should you not have made an inquiry into the background of the land you own? Is it justifiable that ignorance should be your excuse?
No, basically, this is, in my name only 2 acres of land was there.
It doesn't matter. The principle of ignorance applies.
And in those 2 acres, I never go and till the land.
But so what? You still owned it.
But still, ultimately it was my father who had given it to me.
But you inherited it.
And this 30
and you
years,
own it as the inherited son.
Fine. What do I do? The moment the fact was brought to my notice, I gave it to the government.
But it's an amazing thing you're saying. You've been an MLA, you've been an MP, you've been a state minister, you've been leader of the opposition. Today you're chief minister and you're saying you were ignorant?
Ignorance of fact is no crime. Ignorance of law may be.
It's not just facts that you are ignorant of. As a 4-time or 5-time MLA in Andhra Pradesh, you have been chairman of the Constituency Assignment Committee and you were ignorant of the fact that you yourself owned assigned land?
That's right, I'm telling you. The fact was never brought to my notice.
So ignorance is your excuse.
It was brought to my notice, I gave it to the
So you're saying ignorance is your excuse. Ignorance is your excuse.
It is.
Chandrababu Naidu has written a letter to the Prime Minister on the 16th of December. He says that in fact you're guilty of violating 6 separate Andhra Pradesh laws, including the Andhra Pradesh Land Reforms Act of 1973, the Andhra Pradesh Assigned Lands Act of 1977, and he says that you could be liable to up to 2 years imprisonment.
I would request Chandrababu Naidu to jolly well file complaints in relevant courts of law and prove that if I have done...
Are you challenging him to take you to court?
I am challenging him to take me to any court of his choice.
Let me make a suggestion to you. If you are so confident that you can face up to inquiry and a court case as well, then why don't you step aside as Chief Minister, say to the District Collector of Cuddaph where the land is located, take a decision whether I should be prosecuted. I will not be above you as Chief Minister to stop you doing so. Go ahead and do the honourable thing.
If there is at least a prima facie case against me, I could do that. Chandrababu Naidu had made complaints to umpteen number of people.
Let me suggest 2 other reasons why you should do this. By your own admission in the State Assembly on the 14th of December, you have revealed that your estate still contains, after you've surrendered 310 acres, 180 acres which is government wasteland, assigned land, tank land, temple land and rasta land. More importantly, this land is surrounded by a compound wall that you have built. Why are you not surrendering this land?
Everything, whatever I am doing is as per law. The moment this 310 acres was brought to my notice that it should not have been there, I surrendered.
What about this other land? Now,
if this 180 acres, if there is anything wrong with this land, let Mr. Chandrababu Naidu go to any relevant court and agitate against it. Why should I? Unless there is a prima facie case, why should I resign?
I'll tell you one of the things wrong with this 180 acres. You have surrounded it with a compound wall or a compound fence. That compound wall denies access to the public to this land. That is illegal.
The compound wall there is because this has to be a fence there, otherwise there are a lot of forest animals which come.
Maybe, but as a result of the fencing, the public doesn't have access to what is public
No.
land. That is illegal.
No, it was not that way at all.
It may not have been your intention, but that is the result.
It was not that way at
Will
all.
you remove the fence?
In-
Will you remove the fence?
No, in spite of the fence, there was a lot of access to public. If the people want to come, there are gates there, people come.
But you
people
have
go.
no right to fence off public land. Why have you fenced it off?
It is not that way at all. If at all I have done anything wrong, let Mr. Chandrababu Naidu file any
Once
court.
again, for the second time in this interview, you're challenging Chandrababu Naidu to take you to court.
Yes.
Both in terms of your delay in handing over the 310 acres, as well as now in terms of the 180 acres which you retain. In both cases, you're saying, take me to court.
Chandrababu Naidu is jolly well ready. He can jolly well do this.
Alright, let me bring up a third aspect. Some of the land surrendered by the Idupulakaya estate was in fact controlled by two companies. I'll name them. YS Raja Reddy Private Plantations Limited and Raja Reddy Resorts Private Limited. You're a shareholder in both. Yet, in your election affidavit of 2004, you neither revealed you were a shareholder nor that this company controlled land. That's concealment.
No, it's not that way.
What do you mean it's not that way?
In my election, returns or whatever that is, revelation, I did mention that I own some shares worth of so and so money.
No, forgive me. In your election affidavits, and here they are with me,
Yeah.
you do not mention any shareholding whatsoever in either YS Raja Reddy Plantations Limited or in Raja Reddy Resorts Limited. Nor do you mention any of the lands those companies own. You mention other lands, you mention other shares, but these two companies and their lands are concealed.